Hi everyone! Today I'm gonna be talking about 18 things that I stopped wearing and buying ever since I became a minimalist. These are just my personal choices that I discovered throughout the years that they don't really fit me or suit me. I don't really enjoy them. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today, and let's get started. Now, the first thing on my list is something that most people have in your closet. You probably have in your closet, but for me, it just wasn't working, and that is the leather jacket. This is one of those staples that when you read in the magazine or on YouTube, people say you need to have a leather jacket. It's just such a staple, it's a basic, but I actually realized that it's not for me. It's not for my style. I just don't feel cool enough to wear it. I prefer a more polished and elegant look, something like that, and that just wasn't part of my style. So in the past I had 6 leather jackets. One was a white one, a black one, a cropped black leather jacket, then I had the blue one, a gray one, and a maroon red one. So I had a big selection for someone that doesn't really enjoy leather jackets. I still wore them because I thought that's just something that you have to do because it's such a basic and such a staple. But 4 years ago, I decluttered my last leather jacket, and ever since then, I never had the need to add another leather jacket to my collection. So yeah, that was around 4 years ago, and I don't miss leather jackets at all. Now, the second thing you won't find in my closet, it's a bomber jacket. This is one of those things that I was never crazy about them, but I still had around 2 jackets in my closet. I like the look on others, it looks so sporty, and I don't know, I just enjoy it, but for me, I just felt that I look boxy, that I look a bit shapeless, that I'm drowning in them. So it was 5 years ago that I decluttered my bomber jackets, and I never buy them, even if it's just for my sportwear collection, activewear. I just don't enjoy them. I prefer a more fitted silhouette. So yeah, I don't buy and wear those anymore. Now, the third thing on my list is something that I absolutely love, and it's a jumpsuit or a playsuit, both. I just combine them together. And like I said, I absolutely love how they look. They're so chic and stylish and fitted. Ugh, they're a dream. But I had a few problems with them. The first one is anyone who owns a playsuit or a jumpsuit, you know what I'm talking about, but you have to pee, you have to take everything off, and it's just a nightmare for me. I didn't really enjoy that. That's something that I stayed away from. And the second problem that I had with jumpsuits is lack of versatility. Actually, what I do instead is I have a high-waisted shorts and I have high-waisted pants that kind of gave me the same vibe. So basically, I just create my own DIY jumpsuit or playsuit whenever the mood hits. And some people even mistake and they think it's a one-piece when it's actually a two-piece. So that's my hack, how I get away with the same look, but without actually having a jumpsuit or a playsuit in my wardrobe. And again, I'm giving you dates because I think it's just so fascinating how long it's been. And for jumpsuits and playsuits, I think I haven't had one in my closet for 4 years or something like that. Crazy. Now, the fourth thing on my list is a maxi skirt. I actually never owned a maxi skirt until I moved to the UK. And then the summers, they were not as hot as I was used to, but I still loved the dresses and the skirts. So I just bought 2 maxi skirts and I wore them while I was living there. I even wore cropped leggings underneath to give me that extra layer of warmth. But then I moved back home and I soon realized I don't really have a need for a maxi skirt because the summers are so hot here. So I just wear shorts or mini skirts, mini dresses, anything like that. So yeah, that was around 2 or even 3 years ago, and yeah, I don't have a need to wear a maxi skirt anymore. Now, the fifth thing on my list is actually a winter accessory, and it's a classic winter hat with a palm. I don't have one in my closet anymore. I actually decluttered it in the beginning of 2020, so it wasn't that long ago, but for me, I don't know, they just keep riding up. I have to readjust them. So that was just kind of, it defeats the purpose if I just have to constantly readjust it. So what I have instead is a wool hat that I absolutely love. The look and the style, it's so chic and I just feel amazing wearing it. And the second thing that I have are earmuffs because they just protect my ears and it's so warm when I wear them, and I use just a hood for that extra layer of warmth. And yeah, I don't really enjoy the look of a classic winter hat. It's not that stylish. If I would really have to buy something for warmth purposes, that I would be outside a lot or something, I would probably go for a headband. But yeah, winter hats, I don't really enjoy the classic winter hats. Now, the next things on my list are vests, gilets, whatever you call them. I had quite a few in my collection. I had faux fur gilets, I had sporty vests, I had even denim vests, but this is something that I figured out. I don't really love how I look, how I feel in them. I just feel they make me, again, they make me look boxy because I don't have that kind of super defined waist. My body shape is not an hourglass body shape, so when I wear something like this, for me it just creates that kind of, I look like a board almost. No, I'm kidding, but you know, I just didn't feel that it's that flattering. And also for practical reasons, I don't really need a vest or a gilet. I prefer jackets or warm items, or even just tank tops underneath my shirts. So yeah, I don't have a vest and a gilet in my closet for 5 years, I think 5 years, so a long time ago. Yeah, and I'm okay with not owning one. Now, the seventh thing that I don't wear or buy anymore are high heels over 10 centimeters. This is just my upper limit when it comes to comfort. My shoe size is 39 or UK 6, so this is just what I realized, that for me, you know, going up to 10 centimeters is okay. I can still walk, but this is more reserved for special occasion things and stuff like that. But for everyday wear, I actually have a 6 centimeter heels. So those are my two magic numbers when it comes to heels. I wear a lot of flats, obviously, because I love the comfort. But around 3 years ago, I probably decluttered my last really high heels out of my collection. I don't have one anymore, and now when I'm in the store, I always take a ruler with me. You know, they may think I'm a bit weird, but I just measured the heels, and that's just how I do it, because I know what suits me. I know how comfortable I am. So that's just something that I'm not planning to buy anymore or wear anymore, because I just love comfort too much. Now, the eighth thing on my list is something that I never really enjoyed, but I still had a pair or two, and those are riding boots or rain boots, whatever you call them. I had a pair and I just really never wore them, because whenever I wanted to look pretty, I didn't pick them. What I actually do is I spray my UGG boots with a waterproof spray. That's just what works for me. So I could declutter my rain boots because I discovered this spray out of my collection. I gave them to my mom. She wears them all the time, and that was, I think, 2 or even 3 years ago. I'm trying to remember, but a long time, and I just don't enjoy them. And yeah, I'm not walking in heavy rain, so I really don't have the need for them. Now, the next thing you won't find in my wardrobe is a clutch. This is just one of those things that seems like a great idea. You see it on others, you're like, oh, this is so chic and amazing, but they're just so unpractical. I had a few, but they are just so small. You can't really put a lot of things in a clutch. And then the worst thing is you have to carry it around. If you watch my handbag collection, you've seen that I have a particular type of handbag that I love, and that's a crossbody with a flap cover. That's just what I enjoy the most, because I can just put it like this and my hands are free to do whatever. And the clutches are just so annoying because you have to carry them. So 5 or even 6 years ago is when I decluttered my last clutch, and now I'm not interested in owning one anymore. Even for fancy occasions, special occasions, I just wear my normal crossbody bags. They're just good enough for me. So the 10th thing on my list is a whole category, and are pajamas. So I don't own pajamas anymore. This is the whole category that it's gone. And funny how that happened, actually. I always slept in sleeping tees. That's just something that I wore. But then when I was in the UK, me and my husband, we were traveling. We were in this old little house that there were no AC on, and a heat wave came. So it was really hard to fall asleep at night. And when I was struggling to fall asleep, I just said, okay, enough. And I just took the sleeping tee off, and I just slept without anything except for my bottoms. And as soon as the night was over, I knew, oh my god, this is amazing. I noticed how much I didn't even realize that I'm constantly readjusting the sleeping tee when I'm turning and tossing. It's just something that I was so used to, but when I didn't wear it anymore, I was just free. And also the touch of the bedding on my skin, I absolutely love that. Then I also read a few things about sleeping naked or almost naked, and it's much easier to fall asleep because your body needs to cool down. So the less you're wearing, the easier your body cools down. So that's another bonus. And the best thing of all is less laundry. So when I came home from that little house, I just decluttered all of my pajamas, and I just decided, yes, I'm just sleeping in my bottoms. And that was 6 years ago, a really long time ago. And I just prefer this so much. So yeah, if you want to, you can try just a couple of nights. Maybe you will like it, and yeah, you can declutter the whole category and you will have much less laundry to do. Now, the next thing is actually a cut that you won't find in my closet. And here I'm talking about about a V-neck cut or a U-neck cut. You won't find that in my closet. It's a no-no. When I was decluttering my wardrobe, and I was also analyzing as I was doing it, I will link a video so you can check the exact process that I did out if you want to replicate it. But when I was doing that decluttering process, I realized I just don't find V-necks or U-necks flattering on my body type. I just don't enjoy them, and now I don't have dresses with a v-neck or shirts or jumpers or anything. It's just everything, it's either crew neck, boat neck, turtleneck or off shoulder. That's just what I enjoy. Yes, when I have strap camis, you know, there can be a little bit of a, it's not a v-neck, but it's kind of that kind of style, but that's a completely different story. But yeah, that's just something that I discovered. And again, this was a long time ago, I think 4 or even 5 years ago, that I just haven't worn one and I don't really have the need to. Now the 12th thing is a Christmas jumper. I recently decluttered them. For this Christmas, I didn't have a Christmas jumper, but the year before I still had it. When I was younger, I never really had one. I just recently got it as a gift from my mom because she knew that I was kind of eyeing one. And yeah, it seemed like a great idea, but in reality for me it's just, I didn't really enjoy it all that much. I just prefer wearing like a nice jumper dress, or if I'm just in my loungewear on a Christmas day, I don't care. So yeah, Christmas sweaters are just not something that I enjoy. Where I live, there is no tradition to wear Christmas jumpers outside. So yeah, I don't really have the need for one and they don't bring me joy. So I decluttered my Christmas jumper a year ago and now I'm good. Now the next thing, it's a color group that I decluttered from my wardrobe. You can probably tell what it is. Do you know what it is? It's a green color. It's not in my wardrobe. Again, when I was doing that decluttering and analyzing process, I realized that I don't really enjoy green. I don't love how I feel when I'm wearing green. I really love the corals and the pinks and oranges. Those are my go-to colors. I love them. I feel so cool and fresh and young. But with green, it's just not part of my style. So the last green item that I had was actually an olive green dress, because that's kind of in that kind of almost okay green color for me, but I decluttered the dress 3 years ago. So yeah, I don't have green in my wardrobe, and when I see a green item in the store, I just don't try it on. But obviously, if I have some items with a little bit of green in them, like flower details, that doesn't bother me. It's just the whole solid green color that I stay away from. Now the 14th thing, again, it's a color group. Can you guess again? What you won't find is color yellow. Now this is a color that I love on hangers. I love it on the walls. I love color yellow. It's so sunny and positive. But on me, I just didn't find it very flattering. I had a gorgeous pastel dress. I had a gorgeous pastel yellow blazer, but every time I put them on, I just felt a bit washed out. It didn't really suit me, and as much as I love them, the pieces, they just weren't the right fit for me. Like I said, I have my go-to colors that I love, so there is no need for me to kind of go beyond that and add more colors to my closet just of the sake of adding colors to my closet. So I don't buy yellow anymore, I don't wear yellow anymore, and that was, I think, again 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Now 15th thing, it's again a very popular item and I owned a few again in the past, and it's a plaid shirt. This is something that, for example, my sister, this is one of her staple pieces. She loves the style, but for me it just wasn't something that I was enjoying. Even the few that I had, they were really pinky and girly, because I felt that I have to kind of compensate for that coolness that I wasn't really looking for. When I had them, I mostly wore them around my waist because that's just how I preferred them. But even now, when I have a denim jacket, I can do the same thing and it looks even better in my opinion. But yeah, this is just one of the things that I decluttered a long time ago, 4 years ago. It's just not my style and I don't buy plaid shirts anymore. Now, the next thing that I stopped wearing and buying are chokers. This is just a trend that I hopped onto a few years ago. I just thought, okay, it looks like a cool idea. I loved it on others and I tried it, and I had, I think, 2 necklaces, and I was kind of trying to make it work, but I never really felt cool enough or young enough or, I don't know, chic enough to wear it. I just felt that it's a bit jarring, if that's the right word. I just felt it wasn't me. So yeah, what's the better thing to do than declutter something that you don't like? So 2 years ago, I gave them all away and now I don't buy them anymore. What I have in my jewelry drawer is just normal necklaces that I can adjust, so they can come pretty high, so it kind of get the same look, but it's not a choker and it's much more easier to move around and breathe. So yeah, chokers are out of my wardrobe. Now the next thing, it's also a jewelry piece and it's a statement necklace. I actually loved wearing them. I had so many of them, probably 15 or 20, really a big collection, and they were really stunning and colorful. So basically when you saw it once, you remembered it because it was just like, hello, I'm here, you remembered it. But since I started simplifying my life, I kind of started enjoying more subtle look. And one thing that I never did before, and when I started layering my necklaces, I kind of said, okay, now I don't need statement necklaces anymore, because I can kind of achieve the same look or same effect with multiple necklaces that I have. And I decluttered them because they weren't that versatile, they weren't that easy to style, and now I don't miss them, and that was a long time ago. Again, I think it was 4 years ago. Now the last thing on my list is also a jewelry piece, and I'm talking about rings. Now if you see this ring, okay, this is an exception. This is not even a ring, this is a part of me now because this is my wedding ring, so this doesn't really count. But any other rings, I don't wear rings anymore. My friend, luckily, she wears a lot of rings and she's so cool. She wears even those half rings. It just looks so stylish. So I gave her all of my rings and she loves them, so that's good. But for me, I just realized that I'm not really a ring person. I love, love, love earrings. My earring collection is huge, but I love a good watch and I love a good pair of earrings, but rings for me, they just don't do much because I really want to have jewelry that can transform the whole outfit. And I just think the rings, they don't really achieve that. It's just I don't wear them and I haven't been wearing them for 3 years. Yeah, I think 3 years. Do you have any pieces that you don't enjoy anymore, that they're out of your closet forever? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and I will see you next time.